Screen is visible, right? Not yet. Now it's visible, right? So LODs, we were doing that day LODs. So that day I told you, why do we create LODs? So LODs are created first and foremost. Suppose we take over here category, profit. So this view that we are getting, it is because of what we have brought in rows, columns, or whatever we will be bringing in marks. So this view will be according to it. So what if tomorrow I want my aggregation to at such a level that whatever we have taken in rows, column, and marks, apart from that, we want the aggregation. So for that, we use LODs. So basically, we say LODs are used when we want our level of aggregation that is different from the level of aggregation of the view. Got it? So that day we had done three LOD. Three types of LODs are there. First is fixed LOD. Fixed LOD. This is most important, and 80 to 90% of the time you'll be using this only. Then is include LOD, and then exclude LOD. So what fixed LOD does? This LOD it does. Right now you're taking category sum of profit, right? Right now you're taking category and sum of profit. What if tomorrow someone asks you to find category sum of sale as well? Okay, but without bringing sum of sales to the view. Okay, in simple terms, I am saying without bringing sum of sales to the view, and that's what the task of LOD is. That's what we do when we use LODs. So how do we do it? We create one LOD using calculated field. All the LODs are calculated field. Remember it. So fixed. So I told you we need to remember the syntax of LODs as well. LOD full form, I hope everyone remembers. Level of detail expression. So syntax was curly bracket. If it's fixed, then you write fixed. Then you always fix it according to a dimension, not to a measure. That's what I had told you in the last class. So right now, if I want my sum of sales over here. Okay, category by sum of sales, or for that matter, anything. If not category, if you want something else also, no matter which dimension you want. If you want segment, that also you can take. Okay, so whichever you want to fix it. Right now I'm fixing category, then column, then what aggregation you want, that aggregation, and along which measure you want this. So my question was, and the curly bracket close. My question earlier was, right now I'm taking category by sum of profit and category. So it means category by sum of profit. What if I'll bring over here, let's make it textable so that you understand better. This is giving category by sum of profit. What if tomorrow I want sum of sales also? So I'll be bringing this sum of sales over here in text itself, right? So this will give me sales. But what if tomorrow someone asks me without bringing this sales to the view? Right now I dragged sales to the view, right? Isn't it? I dragged sales to the view. But tomorrow, if my requirement is such, sometime our requirement will be such, we'll be compelled not to drag something in the view. Then we will be having to use fixed LODs. So what fixed LOD does? It helps us to do level of aggregations which is independent. Independent meaning not dependent on all these things, whatever we have taken in the view. So which is independent of the level of the view. Level of the view means this view that we make over here. So this is independent. So that's the reason I told you we can take any dimension over here. No matter which dimension you want, need not be present in the view. You can take any dimension. So it will fix it. If I take sales over here, okay. Syntax you need to remember. Now if I'll drag this will also give me what? Can someone tell me? This will give me the same value as this. Just let me put it in proper way. Fixed. Can you see sales and this value is same? Sales and this value is same, isn't it? But
Yes.
but for this fixed, we have not brought sales. Even if I remove sales, that will still be there. So I have not brought sales over here. Still, I can see fixed LODs. Still, I can see sales over here. So what is happening? This fixed LOD is independent. Now, if I take subcategory also, see what will happen. Suppose I'll take subcategory also. Now, can you see one thing? Our profit, since it was in the view, profit was taken in the view, right? So this is giving me this profit. This is category. This is subcategory. So for furniture category, for bookcases subcategory, I'm getting profit. But in fixed, you can see this is fixed. Why it is fixed? It is not depending on subcategory now. This I have if you see what I have written over here. You'll see what I have written over here. I have fixed it according to this category. So in our view, no matter what we take, even if I remove category, even if I remove this, our value of this will remain same. So that is the meaning of independent of level of the view. Got it? Everyone is getting it. Suppose tomorrow, if I have taken subcategory right now, if I want my level of the view to be this only. Okay. I want my level of the view to be this only. Meaning my level of view is at the level of category, subcategory, and profit. Got it? But tomorrow, if I want to see segment-wise sales also, segment-wise sales as well I want. So one way was, suppose tomorrow I want in this view only, suppose I'll do just okay right now, and I'll remove this fix from here for now. So if suppose I wanted segment wise sales also in this view only, so I would be required to track segment as well, right? Everyone is understanding this. So in this view only, suppose right now my view is category, subcategory, sum of profit. In this view only, I wanted to take segment wise sales as well. Then how would I take it? Is it possible? Can someone tell me? Right now, if I drag segment over here, this will break my furniture. For each category furniture, subcategory bookcases, segment consumer, it is giving me sum of profit. But I wanted what? My segment wise sales, right? Isn't it? In this view only. So is that possible? No, right? If it was profit, then it was possible. But I want my segment wise sales. So is it possible? No. Right? So for that, we'll be taking fixed LOD. So right now I created one fixed LOD. This fixed LOD, everyone, I hope you have understood this. This is on the basis of segment sales. So what it is doing for the segment column, it is fixing segment column, segment field. And for that column, it is taking sum of sales. Got it? Now this fixed sum of sales will not depend on what I am taking over here. So see, when I'll take to the view, take this. Let me put it properly. So this value is not actually of category and subcategory. This value is of what? Can anyone tell me?
Segment.
Yes, got it. So tomorrow, if someone asks you the question like this, tell me what is the percentage of profit of each subcategory? Percentage of profit of each subcategory out of total sum of sales of segments. Then you will have to do like this, right? This is the segment sum of sale. If you want to verify it, always verify LODs. You have to verify it. That is the reason initially I told you might be using Excel. You might be required to use Excel at times. But to verify, there are other ways also. You can always verify these things if you know Tableau very well. So I know over here what is it showing. Everyone can understand this. What is this showing? Segment wise sales, right?
Mm-hmm.
So right now I have not taken anything in view segment. Still is showing sales, right? So it is showing sales for total segment.
Okay.
I'll show you. So to verify it, always do like this. Take segment. Over your sales. Make it text. Do the grand total. Because right now it is giving me grand total because I have not taken segment in the view. Do the grand total. To do the grand total, go over here. Total. show row grand total, column grand total. Right now it's column. So this value is showing, right? So this is segment wise sales. This is showing this value, exactly this value, isn't it?
Mhm.
Everyone is getting this, right?
Right.
So that's why we had used, I had taught you LODs. So as you'll be practicing more on these LODs, you'll be getting to understand more. So apart from fixed LODs, we had done two more LODs. There are three kinds of LODs. Whenever a question will be asked to you, what is LOD, you have to say exactly what I'm going to say now. LODs are level of detail expression, where we calculate our level of aggregation that is different from the level of the view. Got it? Then you will say there are three types of LODs: fixed, include, and exclude. For fixed, you have to tell. For all these, the syntax is almost similar, where we use curly bracket, then whether we want to use fixed, include, or exclude, and then the dimension, colon, aggregation measure, and then semi curly bracket closed. Okay. And then they will ask you some questions on LOD. Where have you used it in your projects and all these things. Okay, but you have to answer exactly what I told you right now. Give them in detail that you know LODs. Give the syntax also. If they will not ask you, if they have asked you just what are LODs, do you know? Tell them the syntax. Go in depth and tell them if you know something. Okay. Anyone has any confusion? And in exclude and include, this fixed is independent, right? This fixed is independent of, like, not dependent on our view. But in include and exclude, what happens? Suppose if we have done over here in fixed, we have used fixed LOD. Instead of this, if we were using include, what it would do? It would include whatever we would have written in our syntax over here, plus category and subcategory, whatever is there in the view. Got it? For exclude, what it do? It would do, it would exclude something. Suppose if I want category and subcategory, right now I have category, subcategory, profit. Suppose I wanted one column where it would represent only category wise sales. So one way was fixing it, right? One way was fixing it. We could use fix LOD, fix category and sales, then we could get it, right? Suppose we want to use exclude. Remember, these things can be used interchangeably. You have to be very clever, because I told you many of the 90% of the time you will be using fixed LODs, because right now in the exclude example that I gave you right now, I told you I can do it with fixed also. But if you want to use exclude, so you'll have to, suppose my question over here was, I wanted this column over here to give me category wise profit, right? Or sales, whatever. So one way was fix. Another way is using exclude. What do you want to exclude from the view? Subcategory. Then it would give me only category wise profit. Got it? Do you want me to do it or you get it?
So जो एग्रीगेशन होता है इंक्लूड और एक्सक्लूड में, वो चेंज होता है कि वो भी ऐसे ही फिक्स्ड ही रहता है? मतलब वैल्यू सेम रहेंगी कि चेंज होती है इनकी एग्रीगेशन की?
चेंज होती है ना. I had
इंक्लूड
taught
और
you.
एक्सक्लूड में,
Yeah,
है ना?
I had taught you when changes. It depends on the order of operations.
हाँ हाँ हाँ, हाँ वो तो अच्छे से याद.
So it depends on the order of operation. Okay.
ओके ओके.
The fixed value also right now is not changing, but it can change. Wait, I'll show you something. Order of operation. Right now I've taken segment wise, right? I'll put segment over here. All the values will change, but this will not change right now. Apply. This has also changed because it's, wait, segment. Yeah. Why it's changing, everyone has understood this, because right now it's taking some of these two, whatever I have taken. So this will also change. But had I taken it into view and then done it, then I would have to use what I told you last time, order of operations. I would have to add to context.
Context.
Got it?
Good.
Anyone else has any doubt? No doubt, right? Just go through the last class video, and still if you don't get it, you can always ask me again. Okay? But this is very, very important. 99% of the time it will be asked you all these. So let's get started. Last class I had started with the YTD, QTD, and MTD. I'll I'll do it later on because otherwise you'll get confused more. Okay, right now practice more on LODs. And today we are going to do something that is very interesting. And again, it's asked in the interviews, but not as important as your LODs. But usage wise, LODs, when it comes to usage wise, when you'll be working in the industry, when you'll be using what we are going to learn today, that will be used more in industry. LODs will be used little less when compared to it. But for interview purpose, LODs are asked more. So today we are going to use parameters. Parameters. So right now, suppose over here, if you remember when I was earlier teaching you, and this is very easy topic, and for interview purposes, so it's good, and it's quite interesting also. So subcategory. In the beginning classes when I was teaching you, if you'll remember, so this is subcategory by sales. Okay. So I in the first classes that I taught you, I told you if you want top 10, right? I told you top 10. So what you used to do? You used to take subcategory. You used to take subcategory, put it into filters, go to top, and over here you used to apply top 10 or top 5, whatever you wanted, right? So if I wanted top 5, I would do top 5. If I want top 10, I would do top 10, right? And
Right.
we will always verify what is the aggregation over here. And I told you by default, it takes whatever we have taken in the view. Okay. But tomorrow our requirement will be such. Right now we are fixing top 10, right? This is not dynamic, right? So what if our client asks us to make our view in such a way that when it wants to see 5, it should be 5. When it wants to see 10, it should be 10. When it wants to see 15, it should be 15. When we write over here 5, so this is fixed, right? So this will give only dot. We cannot change it now. In order to change it, we have to go to the filter again and open it. But for client's purpose, this will not be visible for the client. I hope you know that. For client, what will be the visible? Dashboard, right? This sheet will not, this is for only for developers, dashboard. So client will not be able to change this, right?
Right.
Everyone is getting it. Even if I go to quick filters, in quick filters, you can see, I can only change what client can see this. If we put it in the dashboard, client can see this quick filter, no doubt. But client can only select or deselect from here what they want to see, what they don't want to see. But top 5 condition over here that is written, this they cannot change. Okay, this is static. This is the limit. Okay, everyone is getting it.
Yes.
So what if tomorrow we want to give our usage, our clients, the freedom to choose when they want to choose top 1, top 2, top 3, top 1, top 10, whatever they want. So for those reasons, we make use parameter. One is this. Other thing that we had done, we had created sets, if you remember, top 10 and bottom 10 together. I told you when to create sets, right?
Mm.
So if you'll go to sets also, create set. And I hope you all remember for measures, we cannot create set. I hope you all remember this. So in this also, there was this value top. Okay. So this also we can make dynamic, right? If tomorrow my client wants to see top 10 and bottom 10 together, then you can make 10. But what if the mood changes and they want to see top 10 and top 7 and bottom 7 together? Then what will you do? So they are not going to send you back, send your whatever dashboard you have made. They will not send it back to you and ask you to make changes, right? You should be smart enough to give everything that they can do. So if you'll go over here, when you had put a filter over here, if you'll notice over here, if I'll go to edit filter, I go to top. Can you see there is create a new parameter? Can you see?
Mm.
So this parameter is basically for this region only, where we can change the values over here. And if you'll go to sets also, if you'll see, same option will be there. Create a new parameter, right? So let's understand how to make a parameter. Okay. So you have little bit you have understood what is the usage of it for first. To give our clients and the users more freedom to choose what they want, right? Isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So let's understand how to make it. I'm closing this dashboard. So to create a parameter is just similar to how we created calculated fields. You can go over here, create parameters. But for calculated field, I told you there are 2-3 options. You can go over here also. But for parameters, you have to come over here. This is the 99% of the time you will be using this option. In few options, you will be using like this also, where you'll be using them in the filter and you'll be creating a parameter over here itself. Okay. But most of the times we'll be using this only. Okay. And the work of both are same. Okay. But over here, when you're putting in filters and doing it, then you are somewhere restricting yourself. Although that will be also used, the parameter will be also the one you will be making over here. That will be also used everywhere else. But over here, you can make it through this. That will be restricting your mindset where you know that you can only put create parameters from here. But this parameter that you're making, you don't need to put anything in filter, right? So if you learn only this one, so every time you'll be required to put something in filter, right? Isn't it? That's the reason I'm telling you, restricting yourself. So always make your parameter from here. Both uses will be same. Make a parameter. When you create a parameter, so this dialog book you have to understand very nicely. Okay. So when you create a parameter, just like calculation, we have to name it. Okay. Suppose I name it top. What do you want to name it? Top, and I name it. Anything you can name it. Okay. Everyone is getting this?
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. After that, you go to properties. In properties, this is data type. It is very, very important. Always check this. In the first and the second class, I told you what are data types in Tableau, right? So always check what it is. And suppose right now it's top n. My mood changes and I want my values to be something like, I want people to choose from the number of names. So it will not be top n, right? Suppose I have someone to choose from Ram, Shyam. There are 10 names, okay? Suppose there is Ayush, Ram, Shyam, 3 names. And I want my user to choose one of the names from there. So it will not be float over here, right? Then it will be string. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
So accordingly choose your data type based on the requirement. Suppose you want your user to choose from a date, then you'll have to use date. Okay, right now it's top n, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So I'll do integer. Got it? I hope you know the difference between integer and float. Float is decimal, integer is normal,
Mm-hmm.
whole number. Okay, so always choose the data type. I told you, just gave you the example. Based on the requirement, whatever you need to give your user control for, you have your data type has to be exactly same. It cannot be changed. It cannot be that you want the person to choose Ram from the names like Ram, Shyam, and Ayush. If you want them to choose from these names, and over here if you give integer, that will be incorrect. Okay, the parameter will not apply. Okay,
Okay.
and this is current value. Current value meaning when our dashboard will go to client, what is by default value there it will be showing? Top 10 values it should be showing, top 5 values by default what it should be showing. Okay, that means current. Okay, this you don't need to pay much attention to, but you should be knowing, because Tableau automatically takes the first value, whatever you will take, that it will take as current. Okay, otherwise you can change also whatever you want, you can do it. Okay, this is format, just like we had the format over there. If you remember default properties format, do you remember? Everyone remembers it, right?
Yes.
So just like the format over there, this is the same. Generally, it is on automatic. And these three things play a very big role. So right now, all when I do integer. So this will allow, this is going allowable values, meaning all. Right now it's selected as all. So it means it will allow our users to choose from all integers, 1 to n, whatever integer you want. Our users can choose from 1, 2,000, 2,000, 3,000, all the values. Got it? Everyone is getting it? From all the integers. Huh? The number system, if you know, in the number system, integer starts from 1, right? Leaving the whole number 0,
Mhm.
natural numbers. So from 1, our user can choose any value. Got it? So
Mhm.
all means that. What if tomorrow you want our user to choose only values from 1 to 10? So you'll have to create a list. Over here, you'll have to put a value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. So I created a list. Got it? So this is the list. So it means now our user can choose values from 1 to 10. So if our user wants top 10, it will choose 10. If our user wants 9, top 9, it will choose 9 from this list only. Got it? Range is when you are giving minimum and maximum. Suppose I put 1,000. Because in list you cannot put 1,000, right? You cannot start with 1 to 2,000, right? List you can only make for a handful of them, right? Suppose you want to give a user to choose from 1 to 1,000. So you'll have to give minimum and maximum. And what is the step size meaning? After 1, you want the increment of 1 or 5, whatever you want. So if it is 5, it will go to 1, then 6, then 11. Generally, it is 1 only, right? Got it? Everyone is getting this? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
So suppose I keep it 1 to 1,000. But in our data set, we don't have such a huge data set where we need to keep it from 1 to 1,000. So let's keep it from 1 to 10 or 20. Okay. We can do the same thing from here also. I can make a list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. By this, but range of values is more easy, right? I don't have to enter anything. Okay. So I'll do okay. This will create a parameter. These two things I'll tell you when to use it. So I'll tell you right now only. In this, we had to manually we had to keep the values, right? Manually we had to do the values, right? 1, 2, 3. What if you had a field? What if you had a field from which we wanted our minimum and maximum value? So you could always go set from field. Okay. So if I do profit bin or quantity, it will take, so in quantity our maximum is 1, minimum is 1 and maximum is 14. So it is taking by default from the quantity itself. Got it? So instead of entering the values, if you want from the column any values, you can take that also. Got it? Everyone is getting it?
Yes.
Set from parameters is also easy, but for that we need to create a parameter. So right now we did set from fields. Similarly, you can do from set from parameters also. Then I'll create a parameter, then you'll understand. Okay. So right now you have understood this thing. This is top n. This is integer data type. Why it is integer? This is current value. If you want to change it to 2, by default you want to show 5, you can do that also, whatever. This is display format. This is allowable values. Got it? Everyone is getting this right?
Mhm.
Okay, I do okay. Now let's create a view. First understand, whenever you will be making any parameter, it will always come under the new folder name parameters. In that it will come. By default, Tableau has created these two parameters. I have not created. Okay. Top customer. Let me see if I have. And you can see also like Tableau, what it has done. This I have created. The profit bin size Tableau must have created. You can see also what it does. By default, Tableau can create some of it. Okay. So this is top end. So suppose I take Oh, manufacturer. Okay. And I take sales. I tell you, I ask you to find, let's do descending order. So this is manufacturer, this is sales. I ask you to find top 10. So one way is, can anyone tell me the easiest way? If I ask only top 10, easiest way. Just count from your top 10 and exclude others by just selecting this. Isn't it? You don't have to do anything. I told you, right? Group. I was teaching you. And filters also I told you. You can directly do, just suppose this is top 10. It's not exactly top 10. Suppose this is, just right click, group it, and remove the other part. When I'll do group, this entire thing will form one group and the others will be coming in the other group, right? And then put the other things in filter. This is the easiest way. But this is what I told you when I was teaching you group. What was the drawback of group? It is static, not dynamic. Got it? So right now, if you want manufacturer sum of sales, so what you do, so I'll do top 10. I'll go over here, put manufacturer, go to top. By field, I'll do top 10, right? So this will give me top 10. Okay. But what if tomorrow I want top 5? I'll have to change it, right? So for this, we have made a parameter, top n parameter. So remember, if I'll take this parameter right now, for parameter, there are 3 rules you always remember. Make it, first make it, that we have made it right now. Then use it, I'll tell you how to use it. And then show it, meaning you have to show. So right now, when we take our parameter anywhere, it is of no use. It is of no use, nothing we can do. Whatever I do, I'll show parameter I'm doing. If I'll do 2, something is happening, nothing, right? Nothing is happening, right? So remember, parameters by default, they cannot do anything. Parameters are just like, you have got your AC, but no wiring is done. So we need a connection. We need to connect it. Otherwise, in isolation, they are nothing. So when I said make it, first step is make it. I have made it. Second step is use it, meaning make the connection. So to make the connection, how do we do it? That I'm going to tell you. So primarily, there are 3 ways. The most common is using a pen. I'm telling you how to make the connection, to make it, to use it now. So I told you right now, it is of no use. We cannot do anything. So to use it, there are primarily 3 ways. First way is use this parameter itself in a calculated field. So how do we use it? I'll tell you that. Suppose I calculated field I have taught you, right? I name it anything. And you know, you can name this anything, right? There isn't any criteria is not done, not a single criteria. You can name whatever you want. So over here, using it meaning, suppose I can use like this, just top n. Use it in a parameter. So when I use this over here, top n, there are numerous ways to use it. I'll tell you. Okay. So use it meaning in a calculated field. Use this parameter. Use any parameter that you have made. Then only it will become effective. So one way is using it in a calculated field, meaning you have to make a calculated field where you have to mention this thing. And if you'll see, notice one thing when I'm putting any other column. This column, the color, can you see what is the color of this? And the color of this is different. So always remember, whenever you will be bringing any calculated field, any parameter in a calculated field, it will always be in the purple color. Okay. So one way to connect it, right now I told you it's not connected. One way to connect is use it in a parameter. Second way to connect it, use it in a calculated field. Sorry, use it in a calculated field. Use the parameter in a calculated field. Second way to connect it is through filters. So over here, if I'll go right now, you see what will happen. So I will go edit filter. So that's how you use it. In top by field, over here, instead of 10, I will select whenever you will make any parameter over here. By default, it will come over here if it is numeric. Okay. Everyone understanding it? Is everyone getting this? This if you, I have not put anything over here by default. When I open the drop down, can you see top n is coming? So I am telling you, whenever you will make any integer kind of parameter, data type of it is integer, by default it will come over here on its own. I did not do. Now if I select top n, okay, I have selected top n, okay. So when I am selecting top n, it means I am using this parameter in the filter. Okay. Now when I apply it, can you see that it's working now? So I told you there are three processes. First make it, then use it, which I use right now in a filter right now I use, and then show it, which I showed over here. To show any parameter, you always have to show, by the way, a parameter, otherwise it's of no use, right? If we will not show it, how are our users going to change it, right? So to show, you go and select from here, show parameter control, open it, show parameter, select it. Okay, now if I'll do top 12 if you want, so I'll do 12. If you want 11, go 10, whatever you want. See, your view is changing now, right? Earlier it was not working. Now it's working, right? Everyone is getting this? Yes or no? So I told you to do the wiring of this to make it usable. First way is use it in a calculated field. Second way is use it in a filter. Third way is use it in a set. Fourth way, in a set, you hope you understand, or should I do it? In a set, it is very similar to what we did in filters, exactly same impact. If you'll make any set, this has only two values, no problem. If you want the set of top n, so if I'll go to by field, can you see the drop down? It will have top n, just see top n. So exactly same what we did in filters, right? Everyone is getting this right?
Yes.
So, so third way to do the connection is sets. Fourth way, there are four ways. Three ways I have already told you. Fourth way is through reference line. So we'll go to analytics. So if you remember in one of the assignments, I had given you to assignment to put average line over here, if you remember. So if I suppose I put average line, and this table pane and cell, I hope everyone now knows it. So suppose I want it across the table. So this will give me average line across the table. So this is like this. Okay. Now if I'll go and edit this. Now see just like you had in the filters, you will have the option over here also. Can you see top n parameter? Okay. So you can create your parameters from here also, but generally we don't do it. We make our parameter exactly the way I made it right now, the procedure I told you. Go from here. If you'll make your parameter from here, it will come over here. And by default, whatever is the way to connect it. Right now, I told you there are four ways. One is calculated field. Other is filters. Third is sets. Fourth is through reference line. It is called reference line. Analytics, I'll teach you this. So there are four ways. These four ways, by default, if you have made a parameter over here in three ways, that is filters, sets, and reference line, automatically this parameter will come in the drop down, whatever you have made. And in the calculated field, you have to mention it. Okay, to use it. Right now, which way I did the wiring right now? I told you had to connect it. So right now I had done it through filters. You can do it through calculated field as well. Got it? I'll do it right now in some other question. Okay. But in this question, can you see now it's working, right? So our user can change any value now. If you want top 3, top 4, whatever you want. Okay. Everyone is getting it?
Yes.
So can anyone tell me one question? This average line that I have over here, If I change the value from 9 to 10, this average line will change or will it be same? Will it change or will it be same? This average, if I go to 9 from 9 to 10, this is not actually related to parameter, but since I brought the reference line and I have already taught you the concept of table, pane and cell, that's the reason I'm asking. It will not change because in the average, if you remember, in the average, this I had selected, it was for what? I'll show you it was for what. What is selected over here? This line, what is showing over here? Entire table. So this average is from the entire table. So this will always remain same, whatever is the value over here. This average value is, suppose, if you want to label it also, I can do that also. I'll just label it. Right now it's showing also, right? Yeah. So this is 118,070. You can label it also, that I'll teach you also. So what I wanted to ask, if I'll go to top 10, this average is not going to change according to top 10. It will remain same. This line will remain same. Right now it's changing because our table is changing. Yes, because our table is changing. Okay. But if we want to have the static, how can we do it? Do you know anyone? Can anyone tell me why it's changing first? Because our table is changing. Bottom table is changing. That is the only reason. Okay. These things no one is going to ask you. It's just that I'm using, I have already told you the concept of table, pane and cell. That is the reason I'm asking you. But for parameters, this is not required. Okay. So I told you, first tell me, what is the 3-step whenever you want to use parameter? What is the 3-step? First is use it, make it. Make a parameter. Make it. And how to make it? From the data pane, drop down, create parameter. There will be option of create parameter. Open it and create the parameter. But always remember, the parameter that you will create over here is of no use until and unless you connect it. So to connect it, there are 4 ways. Okay. So those 4 ways I'll ask you right now. So second step is use it. Use it meaning connect it. Okay. Use it meaning use it in a filter or calculated field or set or reference line, anywhere use it. Then only we can use it. Okay. Third step is show it. Okay. Got it? If you don't show it, then our users will not be able to change it. Got it? So if you understood this concept, let's understand in depth what is parameters. If these are basic steps, but it's very interesting topic. It's easy, right? Everyone is getting this, right? You'll understand more. I'll just show you how to use it in other ways. So right now I told you there are 4 ways to connect it. I'm going to teach you all of them right now. First, I have taught you in a filter, right? In a filter or using in a set or using in a reference range. Procedure is same, exactly same, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes.
But for calculated field, the procedure is different. That I will teach you. Okay. So if someone asks you tomorrow, what are parameters? Will you be able to answer that?
Yes.
So what will be the answer? In layman language, anyone tell me?
It will give us more freedom to see our visualization.
Okay. Anyone else wants to make a try? Okay. So basically what it is doing, this is not static. It's a variable. It is allowing our view to be variable. So parameters are basically variables that allow our users to change the static values to dynamic values. Got it? Got it? Yes or no? So
Yes.
in parameters, first way to connect is to filter. This filter that we have connected over here is very easy. Generally, we don't use it through this. Only for top n and bottom n questions we use it. In sets also, only top n and bottom n questions we use it. But tomorrow, suppose I make 10 views like this, category wise. Sales. This is giving me category wise sales. So in order to replicate this, if I want category wise profit, how do I do it? Either you go to sheet, you make a new sheet and do category wise profit if you want. Earlier it was sales, right? Now you want profit. So you'll select profit from here. One way is this. Now I'm deleting it. Second way is go and duplicate. Just duplicate this. So it will give me category wise sales. Replace sales with profit. How can you replace it? Just drag profit from here and replace it. Just don't allow that arrow to come. It will replace with that arrow. It will keep profit and sales both. Right now, if I'll do, it will not. So just wait for the right time. Or else if you're not able to do like this, right now I did it. Okay. If you're not able to do like this, just remove sales from there and put profit. Okay. So I'll put do. Right now it's sales, right? I just did Control Z to go back. So if you want profit over here, earlier it was control category sales. I duplicated that sheet and now I want category profit over here. So right now I went and instead of sales, I had put profit just on top of it. But might be you will not be able to do it because it requires your mouse movement to be very smooth. So just go remove this, put profit. Okay. Now if I want category and discount, category and discount. So just tell me any one of you. This is giving me category wise sales. This is giving me category wise profit. This is giving me category wise discount. So if you'll put this in the dashboard itself, so you'll have to put 3 views, right? And it's going to occupy a lot of space. I'll just put it. So these are 3 views, okay? And both are related to category only, but both are giving, one is giving category wise profit, one is giving discount, one is sales, right? But it is occupying so much of space. And what they are telling us, just discount, profit and sales, isn't it? Yes or no? So might be at times in the assignments that I had given you, there were 10 sheets, 11 sheets, 20 sheets you made, and you had to put it in the dashboard. Some of you told me that it's so hard to adjust in one dashboard. So in our one dashboard, we should not use when we have the same dimension and it's giving the same dimension and we are using different measures on the same dimension. We cannot make 3 sheets and put it over here. Although the procedure is right, what you have learned, you are doing it right. But this is not optimal way to do it. So over here, parameters will come in handy. See what will happen now. I'll keep these sheets right now. I'll make one new for you. So let sheet 5, sheet 5, 2, and sheet 7. These 3 things tell us sales, profit, and discount. Okay. Now I want them in the one sheet itself so that when I'll put it in the dashboard, there will be one sheet. And it should give me sales, profit, and discount. Remember, I don't want this. Some of you might be thinking this in one sheet only. Sales, profit, discount. I don't want this. This is what? I'll put it to text first. This is what? In one view, you are taking 3 different measures, but in these sheets, in one view, there was one measure, right? So I want my sales, profit, and discount. I want them in one sheet, and our view should be exactly same as this, but it should be only in one sheet. I'll just use the parameter and show it to you. Okay. I didn't want this. This is like using all 3 measures in one sheet, one view. I didn't want this. So right now, let it be category discount. Now, what I want in this view, what actually want? When I want to select sales, it should show me category wise sales. When I want to see category wise profit, it should show me category wise profit. When I want to see category wise discount, it should show me category wise discount, isn't it? Yes or no? So let's understand how to do it. So it's called using parameters to change measures. Okay, so let's understand how. First, I told you to use any parameter over here, first you need to make it. So let's make a parameter. So let's name it measure. Choose a measure. Measures. Okay. Now remember, what values do I want over here? From average, from discount, sales, and profit, I want three things, right? When I select sales over here, it will show me category wise sales. When I select profit over here, it should show me category wise profit. When I select discount over here, it should show me category wise discount. So three values that I have to write in the parameter are what? Sales, discount, and profit. So it should be over here what? Data type. Tell me. Anyone? String. Got it? I'll tell you later on where you can use integer and then you can do it. String, you don't need to put, because in string, one drawback is that I'll tell you right now. Suppose right now I have to use string. That is correct. Let's use string. Now I need my user to choose from three values, right? So I'll make a list. And over here I'll write what? What are sales, then profit, then discount. And remember, the values that you write over here, these values that you're writing over here, this should not be same as our column name. No, not required, because this is parameters totally different. We are not doing any wiring, nothing we have done. So it can be anything we want, right? So right now it's sales, this is profit, this is discount. Display as, meaning if you have written this, what you're displaying it as. You can change this also. This I'll tell you right now how. Right now, since I want to go in a way where you'll understand things, so let it be that one. Okay. So this is correct. Everyone has understood this, right? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Everyone has understood this or not?
Yes.
Okay.
But current value must be an integer, na? वो numbers
that's my point over here. Over here, this is not the value. Integer values over here are not integer. These are just names. Values will come over here only. This is just name. So that's my point is, when you're creating a parameter, don't think about column name or what's inside them. Just think about what you want your user to see. Right now, you want your user to choose from these values, right? So just think from the perspective of user, that what you want your user to see. So user will collect sales over here. When user will choose sales over here, it should, value of sales will be integer, no doubt. That value will come over here, but user will not see value over here, right? User will not select the value. That's the reason. This is string. And by default, current value, it has taken sales. I told you the first value that you'll be putting, that it will be taken. You can change it also. Okay. Anything you can. Everyone has understood this, right? Yes or no? I'm doing okay. This will create a parameter in the name of measure. Correct? I'm doing okay. So this has created a parameter in the name of measure. But remember one thing, in this top pen, it was what? Hash and green. This is ABC. I hope you know why it's like this. First and second class, I had taught you. Data type of this is string. Data type of this is number. That is the reason. And blue means dimension. This is measure. Okay. So, but this right now, if I'll show this, this is of no use. What to choose? Nothing. Nothing will change. Nothing is changing, right? So I told you what you did in the parameter, you just, when we created the measure, this parameter in the name of measures, I told you to just think from the perspective what will show over here. So right now, what is showing over here? Discount, sales, and profit. So our data type over here that you are choosing, it should be according to what you are going to show to the user. Got it? This data type. Okay. Right now, there is no value. Nothing is there. Okay. Everyone is getting this, right? Now I told you this is of no use until we connect it. To connect it, there are numerous ways. Easiest and the most common is calculated field. That's what we are going to do. So let's name it select measure. Anything you can name. So let's do it like this. How to use it, I'm showing you. First, tell me. I think you should be able. You should participate a little bit. Then you'll understand more. When I'm selecting sales over here, when I'm selecting sales in this parameter, okay, what value it should take? It should take this value, isn't it? This sales, isn't it? The sales in this column, isn't it? The values it should take this, right?
Right.
So let's do it. Exactly. This is what I'm going to write. What we just said. Okay. So when I select over here sales, it should take this value. So what is the logical statement we have to take? If this parameter name is measures equal to this is a parameter, right? In purple, it's always a parameter, remember. Equal to, I told you if it's a string, any value is a string, I have to put in double quotes and I'll put sales. So right now what is doing? I told you if this measure is equal to sales, it should take this sales, isn't it? So this measure equal to sale, it means this value over here, this sale. When it is this, then what it should take? Then it should take sales of our column, isn't it? So let's put sales. Now, Ayush, if you recall, you told me it should take numeric values. The values will come from this column only, not from the this, right? Now you understand. The values of the sales are not coming from the parameter we have created. It's coming from here only. Okay.
Now clear. Okay.
When I select sales, it should show sales. When I select else if I'll put else if measures equal to, when I select what? Profit. Then make it profit. Else if Dipti, are you getting it? Am I audible?
Yes, yeah.
Discount. Then discount. So right now what we did, we have connected it. How we are connected it? We are saying when we choose one over here, when we choose sales over here, then take sales. When we choose profit over there, then take profit. When we choose discount over there, then take discount column. Okay, and okay, this is valid. Always verify it, okay? Because there are very high chances you'll make silly errors like brackets you might forget, but verify it, okay? And this will only work. Always remember, calculated fields will only work when it shows this calculation is valid. Otherwise, it won't work. And one point to note down over here: whenever you create a string parameter, this is a string parameter we have created, right? Whenever you create a string parameter, the values that you write over here, it should be exactly same. Meaning, if S over here is in small letters, it should be in small letter. It is case sensitive. So it should be exactly same, whatever you are written. Got it? So I have written exactly same. Got it? If you don't write exactly same, then it will not take the values. I hope you know why. Do you know why? If you don't, I'll tell you. Yes or no? You know why? If I write capital S over here, this is wrong. Although this calculation is valid, because in calculation, according to CF that we have created, this is correct. But this parameter is not properly connected now, because measures is equals to capital S sales. There is no capital S sales. So how will it take it? Got it? So let's put. Okay. So we have connected it now. Okay. Once we have connected it, now if we were taking over here average discount, average profit, average say whatever discount, profit and sales that we were taking, it was over here, right? So now we have another column in the name of select measure, and all the three are in this only. So instead of this, I'll put this now, isn't it? Now this is showing me right now. It's showing me what? Discount, because selected discount. Now if I'll go to sales, it will show me sales. If I'll go to profit, it will show me profit. Got it? And for all of that, it is taking what? Can you see? Average, sum. So in order to correct, make it, because I told you when we take discount, it should be average, right? Right now it's showing sum. It is not average. So
Right.
to correct that, I'll tell you. Right now it's taking sum. That is incorrect. But always remember one thing. These are small things you need to remember. Edit. You cannot put like this. This is, if this is sales, then sales. If this is profit, then profit. If this is discount, you cannot have over here anything that you want. You cannot have segment over here. See, right now it will show me an error. Can you see? It's showing me an error. Why? Can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me why? While I was teaching a logical statement, I told you, after then, this is the output, right? After then, this is our output. And the data type of this is what? Integer. Data type of this is what? Integer or float, whatever it is. Numbers. And this is what? String. So in one, this is one column it makes, right? With calculated field. So in one column, it cannot have two data types, right? So remember, you cannot put anything over here. It has to be a, if these two are
Integer.
numbers, then it has to be an integer.
Right.
Otherwise, if you want to put string over here, all three can be string, no doubt about it. Got it?
Got it.
So let's put discount. Now in sales, profit, and discount, for everything it's doing sum, right? If you want average for discount, you will have to do average. It's over here only. Now it will do average. Got it? There will be no error. There will be no error.
Sum is default over here.
Yeah, some you can do average for. I'm trying to say is just wait out. Okay, this is doing the aggregation. I'll tell you these things are way around actually. I'll just do min over here. These things I'll teach you. These are like smart things we have to get around with, because these are by default Tableau small things that you should always be aware of. This aggregation and non-aggregation error I told you right in the beginning, that it will always come. You should always play around with it and understand how to do it. First, understand this. Ayush told me by default it's sum. By default for all columns it's sum. So if you want to change the default properties of it and you want to take average, you can do average from here. But this average that it will take, it will be for all of them. Okay. So in order to convert this only to average, you'll have to write average over here. But when you write average over here, these two are non-aggregation. I told you while I was teaching you calculated field that you cannot have aggregation and non-aggregation together in same calculated field. So when you'll do the aggregation over here, these two are not aggregated. So it will throw an error. So in order to rectify that, there are way arounds. There are some aggregations we do where the value will not change. So min, median, all those things we'll be using and doing correcting it. Okay. Those are later part of the class. First understand parameters. Okay. So you understood parameter, right? So what was the advantage over here? First I'll do okay. So right now it's showing me discount, sales, and this is profit. So now when I take this into view, sheet 8. Let's take sheet 8. Now if I take this, so let's change the graph to bar graph only so that you understand it properly. Okay. So the advantage over here is, can you see, when these three views, sheet 5, sheet 7, and sheet 5.2, whatever they are telling in 3 views, this sheet 8 is telling only in 1 view. If I'll select measure from here, profit, sales, it will give me sales. If I'll select profit, discount, it will give me discount. So I'm getting, what is the advantage over here? In 1 view, I can get all 3, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes.
That is the reason we take parameters. Got it? Yes, so everyone is understanding this. So first thing what we did, let me just give you a quick revision. First thing what we do, we first make a parameter. And to make a parameter, you just have to keep in mind what is going to change for the user, not the input values. What for the user in front of it. For according to you have to give the data type of the parameter. Got it? According to this output that user will change, according to it, you have to give the data type. Got it? Then you have to use it in a filter or calculated field or set or reference line. Generally, we use it 90% of the times we use it in calculated field. Once you use it in the calculated field, once you have made that like parameter, you have to use it in a calculated field, right? I made a calculated field, select some measure, right? Then drag it into the view, because if you don't drag it into the view, again, it will be of no value. Suppose I take sales over here, sales. Now, if I'll change this, it's of no value because in the column through which my parameter is connected, that I have not taken in the view. So I have to take that column in the view in which I connected it. So it was select measure, right? Yeah. So I'll take this now into the view. Now it will change. Let me remove sales. Got it? And then always show your parameter. Got it? Yes or no? Right now, when I was teaching you, I told you one thing. That when we make it string, what was the disadvantage over here? When you want 3 values, right? And it's string, and we are manually putting these 3 values. So what is the disadvantage? You have to ensure when you put it into select measure, when you put it in the select measure, edit, select measure, when you put it, your value should be exactly same. Suppose there were 10 values, sales, profit, discount, revenue, profit ratio. You would have taken 10 values in this, made a list of 10 values, 10 strings basically. So it would be so hard to write exactly same, right? Isn't it? Sometimes you might make profit spelling error. Sometimes you might make space error. Even the space you will put in front of it by mistake. You might not be able to know where the error is, because over here calculation is valid, but this is error. I'll show you. I'll do apply. I'm doing error. Now you see this is discount, right? I'll do profit. What it will show? Gone, right? Because when I'm doing profit, there is no profit over here. This is profit space. Okay. So it's too difficult to rectify the error. Isn't it? There are 10 values. Had there been 10 values, how would we get to know there is an error? Isn't it? So to correct all these are small stuffs. Parameter, what I have to teach you, I have done it. But I'm telling you what is a good practice. Whatever we have done, that is correct. Now I'm just playing around to teach you something more. That's it. So over here, this is sales one, sales, profit, and discount. Okay. Now see over here, I'll go to measure. Now what I have to teach you in parameters is difference between this, and this will play a very big role. Right now, I told you when I was writing over here string, what was the disadvantage? I had to write the same, exactly same value in the calculated field, isn't it? Now, if I want the same thing, suppose sales, profit, and discount, I want the same thing. Now, what I'll do integer. See what will happen. I'll just do 1. Now, over here, I have written 1, 2, 3. Why? Because I don't want to write in my calculated field entire sales, discount, profit. So I'm telling write over here 1, 2, 3, but display it as sales, okay. So understand this thing now. Earlier you were writing sales over here. Although if you don't understand, it's okay, but you'll tend to make mistakes very frequently there. Although everything is correct, whatever we have done. What I'm teaching you right now, what is the difference between value and display as? So right now, the value that I'm writing over here is 1, 2, 3. Okay, in my mind, I know 1 means what? Sales. 2 means profit. 3 means discount. So my user, I want my user to see all these three values, right? Sales, profit, and discount. So I'm telling Tableau to display one as sales, to display two as profit, to display three as discount. So over here, it will display the same thing. Got it? But the advantage of writing over here 1, 2, 3 is this. Now I've done it integer. This data type should always be according to this value, not display as. Display is basically alias name. Suppose one means Ayush, or suppose a person, two means a person's name. So I'm telling that to Tableau, this is display alias name. That's it. That will be displayed as over here. So advantage I'm going to tell you now of writing 1, 2, 3. See now. Select measure, edit. So earlier, what we had to write in double quotes and there were chances of making mistakes. Now I'll just write like this. All chances of making mistakes gone. What we had written earlier and what we are writing now, both are same. Remember it. Right now it's throwing an error because in our measures, okay, just wait. It has not changed, I believe. Let's do 1, 2, let's do integer. I told you our data type should be according to this. Now I want to display one as sales. Why I'm displaying this as sales? Because I don't want my user to see 1, 2, 3. I want my user to see sales, profit, and discount. This I have written for my own purpose 1, 2, 3 because I'll just tell you why. Discount. I will do okay. Now it's okay. Now I'll go to select measure. Now it has started working, by the way. See, this is correct now. So what was the advantage? This means the same thing, what I was doing earlier. Now advantage over here is, earlier I had to write in double quotes and I had to write the same thing exactly, discount, everything same, because I told you in parameters it should be same. So now I don't have to write anything. I just have to write 1, 2, 3. Over here, the chances are reduced, right, of making error. So 1 means, according to Tableau, what 1 means? 1 means sales. Then I'm displaying sales column. 2 means the parameter profit that I have displayed as. This is profit. 3 means discount. This is discount column. Got it? Now again, same thing will work. Everything is same. Can you see? Everything is working. Have you understood this? This is a little complicated. The last part I told you. But whatever you had learned before this, that is okay. If you don't understand this, you'll understand this with practice. When you'll start to make errors, when you'll practice this and you'll make errors over here in calculated fields, when you'll be joining your parameters in calculated field, then you'll make errors in writing string values. Then you'll understand the importance of this 1, 2, 3. Got it?
And if we directly connect
Mm-hmm.
it with filter, the parameter with filter, that would be much easy or not?
No, but the restriction, okay, difference I have to tell you. When you are creating a calculated field, when you connected this parameter through calculated field, now you can use it anywhere you want. You can use this calculated field anywhere you want for whatever purpose. But for filters, that was for filter purpose only. Although you could use that also anywhere, but for top n and top bottom n only you could use it over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now if we use this, suppose measure, this is, I'll just show you. This is category, right? If I want top two, so I'll just type category. See. Now it will show over here also top values, it will show. It will show measures because it's integer.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see?
Mm-hmm.
But this measure, we know what it means. It means different thing. It will you will nowhere see 1, 2, 3 now. Everywhere it will display as some profit and discount.
Discount.
Got it? So your question is, if you use it into category, what was your question? If you use it in filters, then
My question is that filter is the easy way
no, but
as compared to CF.
the disadvantage of using it in the filter is
Mm-hmm.
filter you can only use it for top and bottom end.
Okay.
So now, so can just tell me this sales profit and measure that we made through calculate sheet. How can you make it in from here? Tell me this. Let's make it. Suppose I want to make a new measure. Okay, you are telling it we can make it through filters. That's what I'm telling. Limitations of filter is you
So
cannot make everything.
सिर्फ टॉप 10 या अबाउट एक बार यहाँ
हाँ
से आप करके
हाँ
दिखाइए, मतलब मेजर पे करिए क्लिक।
हाँ
अच्छा यहाँ पे तो ये आ जाएगा फिर सम, सिलेक्ट मेजर, सम, एवरेज।
tell me how are you
हाँ।
going to do it. So now if you want sales, you want to
हम्म,
create a, suppose I want to create a new parameter, same option you will get. Okay,
हम्म, हम्म,
but this option that you're going to use now, this will only be for 1 2 3. By default this parameter will only be used for filter.
हम्म,
To use it again, to use it somewhere else apart from filter, you will have to use it in a calculator. That's what I mean.
हम्म।
So this top n parameter, I'm deleting this top n just to clear this for you. I'm
मतलब
deleting
दूसरी
this.
वर्कशीट्स पे भी यूज कर सकते हैं फिर एक बार
Uh,
हमने ये बना लिया तो।
you can use, although you can use the filter one also in this in other worksheets.
हम्म,
But if you're using it in other worksheets,
हम्म,
and if you want to use it in rows and column,
हम्म,
what you have used for the filter that you cannot use. Of this, for example, you cannot create what I created right now over here in sheet 8. This parameter you cannot create through filters.
हम्म,
Got it?
हम्म।
That's what I told. The CF one you will be using 90% of the time. 90% of the time you will be using CF one.
फिल्टर से व्यू ही नहीं बन पाएगा, आप ये कह रहे हैं ना?
हाँ.
अंडरस्टूड।
Yeah, understood this.
हम्म।
So one question that is asked in the interview that is very, very important. Difference between filter and parameter. Very, very important and asked in the interview. Difference between filter and parameter. Can anyone tell me? Just just observe what we have been doing in all these classes, how we were using filters and how we are creating parameter. What is the difference between? Okay. Yes, tell me.
Filter is not user friendly, not the end user, and parameter is for end user.
No, filter also is then user friendly. I'll just show you one.
But like end user can't, like they have to go deep, edit the filter and all that to change anything.
Okay.
In parameter they just have to type the number or anything to
Okay.
get the outcome.
Okay. Anyone else wants to try? So when we were using filter, did you notice one thing? By default, it applies to by default when I use the filter. See one thing. I'll make one sheet 9. I'm making. Suppose I take over here. Region 1 sales. You can take anything you want. Just the view. I'm trying to teach you the difference, for example. So now if I put a filter over here of region only. Suppose I want north and south, east and central. So this filter is okay, right? Everyone is with me, right? Yes or no?
Yes।
So this filter that I have used over here, if I'll go to sheet 10, in order to use the same filter on this, in order to use that same filter on sheet, what I had used in this sheet 9, I have to go and select from here, apply to worksheets, and then I have to select worksheets, right? I had taught you global filters, if you remember, global filter, quick filters, cascading filters, the topic I was teaching you filters. So by default, when I'm making this filter, by default, it is not applying to all sheets, right? It is applying only to this sheet, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes.
If I want it to apply to other sheets, I have to go and do apply to other sheets. By default, it's not going. But when I'm creating a parameter, by default, it can be applied to all the sheets. This same parameter, whatever I used over here, this can be applied to all the sheets. I just have to drag them, right? Isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes.
What was this filter? So this applies on all the sheets. Remember it. What do I mean by all the sheets? I'll just tell you. Let's always remember these parameters I cannot drag over here. Meaning in filters, I cannot, no matter how many times I go, I cannot do anything. It cannot be dragged over there because it's of no value, right? What we are using over here, we are connecting it through calculated field, and that calculated field that we have connected, that will be using in the view. So I'm just selecting that what I had made. So that take this. So what I mean, my filter was local. It was on this sheet. But this parameter that I'm using over here, that parameter that I'm using over here, this parameter I'm talking about, not this calculated, the parameter that I'm using over here, this is global. Meaning once I use it, I'm showing it over here. Okay, suppose I'm showing it over here. I'm doing profit. Okay, now I'll make sheet 11. I'll take, suppose now I take select measure, I have to take select measure, I take, okay. And now over here, instead of category, I'm taking segment. Okay. Now, what is it showing me? Can anyone tell me? Have I taken any parameter over here? Am I showing any parameter over here? This parameter have I taken over here? No, right? Yes or no? I have not taken this parameter over here, right?
Yes.
But this is giving me a value, and this value that it is giving me is actually the parameter that I have applied over here. So I mean to say, if I'll make changes over here now, if I'll make changes over here, sales, if I'm doing over here, this is sales, right? Yeah, values are changing. So if I'll take sales over here, this value has changed. On sheet 11, wherever I have used the connection now, everywhere it will be changed. Now these values over here, I'll just put them on label also so that you can see the changes. So this change, this value over here is now giving me segment wise sales, actually the sales that I had chosen over here. Now if I choose profit, so this value has changed, but in sheet 11 also this value has changed. Can you see? So we say filters, in filters this was not possible by default, right? In filters, did you see it was not possible by default? Yes or no? Right now I showed you, if you remember, or should I show it to you again? First tell me.
So if we'll choose any one of the option like sales, it will apply to all the sheets.
Yes, it
Or
will
no,
apply to
it
all
will
the
show
sheets.
only the sales.
Yes, so that's what I mean. But in filters, it was applying only to this. Now, if I take region over here as well, suppose I take region. Over here, if I take it in the view, I'll suppose I take it in the view, this region myself. Okay. But in sheet 9, I have kept sheet 9. I have kept my central and east. But in this sheet, in sheet 5, it is not applying, right? It's taking all the ones. So filters apply by default only to the local sheet. But parameters are global. Global meaning once it is made, once we have made it, and once we connect it, it will be global. So it will apply to all the sheets wherever this connection is being used, but not the parameter. Parameter we have using only over here, right? So if we change anything over here, this value is going to change on sheet 11 also, because I am using this connection, the CF that I had made. Got it? So first difference is filters apply, filters are local. It's in general term we say filters are local, meaning it by default it applies only to the sheet on which it has been applied by default. Okay. But parameters are global, meaning it applies across the sheets. Whichever new sheet I'll make. Now, if I'll make any new sheet, if I take select measure over here as well. So this value that it is giving me actually, this is what? This value that it would be giving me, it will be of sum of what? Can anyone tell me? This, what is it? Sum of what? Sum of actually sales. If I'll change over here, I should make it profit. I made sheet 12 right now. Now this value it is of sum of profit. Got it? But I'm not taking any parameter over here. Can anyone tell me? Did I take any parameter? Did I say show parameter or anything over here? No, right? So parameter are global. It applies to all sheets. Any changes made on one will apply to all. Only condition being the CF in which the parameter is being used should be used. Okay. So this condition no one is going to ask. They are going to ask you what is the difference. So first difference is filters are local, parameters are global. Local meaning it applies only to one sheet by default. Although filters also you can make it used to other pages. I hope you know. I have taught you in the filters classes. But parameters they apply to all sheets by default. Got it? Yes or no? First difference. Second difference. Let's come to second difference. When I'm using filter over here, this sheet I had this filter. Yeah. Suppose if I'm using filter over here, so this filter whenever I do, can anyone tell me this filter that option that comes, the option only comes from the values in the data source. I cannot add any new value, right? So consumer, corporate, home office. These values are only there in the data source. So filters apply to the data source value only, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes.
But in parameter, we can manually put any value, right? We can put any value over here, whatever we want, isn't it? So parameters can be also for those values which are not there in the data set. Got it? Yes or no?
Yes.
Easy, right? Everyone is getting this. If anyone is not getting it, please tell me, I'll help you. Yes or no? First tell me that.
Yes.
Okay. So two difference. One more third difference is there. This I will teach you. This I'm going to tell you right now, but you will understand later on. So filters when I do segment over here. So it applies only to the data source. Let's go. Right now I have taken orders. Let me take one more table. Returns. Right now you don't need to worry about this. Don't worry about this. This I'll teach you. So right now I've taken two tables. Okay. Not to join. Something else for you. But let me take some other data. Okay. So let's come over here. Just don't worry about the data that I have taken. Don't worry about it. Just understand the concept. The data thing I'll teach you. So right now there are two data that have come over here. One is sample superstore and another is loan. So when I put any filter over here, this filter, so this filter basically is with respect to only one data source. Okay, because it is dependent on the data source. So this filter that I'll apply over here, this will only show me consumer sales. But the parameter that I'll make, this doesn't understand what is the data source. What it understands, these values. These values you can use now for superstore also, loan also. These values you can use for both, any data source. So we say filters are restricted to the data source, but parameters apply across the data source. Got it? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. If you understand. Any
इस-
question?
नहीं, क्वेश्चन तो नहीं, ऐसा ही जनरली पूछा था। अगर एक कैलकुलेटेड फील्ड भी बना लिया जाए तो वो दूसरी डेटा सोर्स में यूज कर सकते हैं फिर?
If you make a calculated field.
हाँ.
See, when you make a calculated field, it is specific to data source. Remember it. Right now,
Okay.
see over here. If you can you see when I'm doing any calculated field over here, by default it has chosen one data source. Can you see?
Sample superstore.
So right now, if I'll now
So
I'll make
Mhm.
now I'll make another calculated field. Wait. These things you'll understand later on why which is blue in color and why the other is not there. Suppose I take this now. Now if I make one calculated field, now it's coming loan. So in this loan data source, I can use measures parameter. I can use this. And this same parameter I can use over here also. Wait, just let me take the values from superstore. The same parameter that I have made, I can use over here also. Okay. What I am trying to say, once you have made the parameter, sorry, this is not a parameter, this is parameter that this parameter you can use over here also. All I'm trying to say is once you have made the parameter, it doesn't differentiate between data sources. There are two data sources. I can use it with superstore also. I can use it with loan also. The CF, for the CF thing, CF is actually what? When I was teaching the CF in the first class, I told you, it's one calculated column, meaning one new column that we make using other columns. So CF, when we are making a column, so it will always go to any one of the table, right? CF cannot be, for both the table, there cannot be one column, right? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
But in that column, we can use this parameter.
Yeah.
Got it?
Got it.
Anyone else has any doubt? No doubts, right? Okay, if you understood parameter, I'll just tell you one more thing. See the beauty of parameters. Whatever you have been doing in all these sheets, right? All these things, you can do it in one sheet. Just you have to be very clever. Yeah, just do one thing. So suppose in this sheet only, you want segment-wise profit, all combination that you want. Like what I mean, tomorrow if someone asks you, you want to give your client the user of segment-wise, all the measures, meaning sales. So basically all those measures that are over here. If you want segment-wise, all these things, okay, segment profit, sales profit, discount, so on. Measures means, I hope you understand this now. Okay. If tomorrow instead of segment, someone asks you category wise, now you want same thing, these things. Okay. But tomorrow someone asks you subcategory wise. So if these questions will come to you, how many views will you have to make? So many views, right? Individually. But the beauty of parameters is we can make this all these things in one view only. I'll just make one and show it to you. Okay.
Okay.
So for measures, we have made this, right? For measures, we have made a parameter, right? Yes or no? Sales, profit, and discount I have taken, right?
Yes, yes.
Let's make one for this also. Okay. This segment, category, and subcategory. Okay. Yes or no? For this, we have made, everyone has learned this, right? If you just understand the concept, these things are very easy. Once you'll be practicing, you'll make it in 1 class, 1 hour. Things are very easy. Just need to understand the concept. So I'm making one new parameter. I'm going to select dimension, naming it select dimension. If you understood 1, 2, 3, then I'll put it 1, 2, 3. If you don't understand 1, 2, 3, then I'll go with string. Tell me. Over here, I want segment, category, and subcategory, or any other, whichever you want. You can take all of them, to be frank. So what do you want? Tell me. Are you okay if I do like this? Because this is a quicker way and error-free way. 1 means segment. 2 means category. 3 means subcategory. Are you okay with this? Or do I do like this, where I choose string over here and write these things over here? Tell me.
I'm okay with this.
Okay, everyone else is okay, right? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Even if you make any spelling error over here, doesn't matter. Whatever you want to write, you can write. But it should make sense. That's it. Your viewer should be, well, technically it's correct. Like technically it's correct if you write anything over here. But from the client's perspective, it's wrong. That's it. From Tableau perspective, it's correct, even if you make errors over here. Okay. Let's do it. Okay. Now, I have made the parameter. It is useless right now, isn't it? I need to connect it. So let's connect it. Create calculate field. Dimension. So in industry, when you make CFs and PF parameter, you write like this: CF underscore whatever you're making. For parameters, you do like this. You name like this P. These things are not important. In whichever industry you'll be learning, you'll be working there. They will tell you how to name it. Naming convention is according to the industry you work in. So let's do our main task. If select dimension is equal to 1, then what I want? I want segment. Right now I'm doing with if. Can anyone tell me I can do it with case statement or not? Yes or no? Can I do it? Can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me? Can I do it with case statement?
We can do it with case statement also.
Yes, we can do it. Procedure is same.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All good, right? Everyone has understood this?
Yes.
Okay. So now see the beauty now. Now I don't have to do anything. I just have to drag this and I have to drag that measure. Okay. Right now what is showing, we don't know. Can anyone tell me what is this value right now? Can anyone tell me? What is it showing? What is this and this? Can anyone tell me? So right now it is showing me segment wise sales. How do I know? Because this in our parameter, I told you it takes default value. So default value in both of them was 1, right? So right now it's 1. Okay, before both of them. I told you to, in order to use parameters, you need to show it. Show. One is this measure. I'm taking profit. Right now it's taking profit because I must have chosen profit somewhere. Like I told you, parameters are global. So if I have chosen anywhere profit, it will apply to all the sheets. First point when I was teaching you, difference. If I had not chosen anywhere anything, and first time I would be using this, then it would show me by default sales. Remember it. Now I'll do this also parameter. Now see, this is giving me segment wise profit. Okay. Now tomorrow, if my client wants to see segment wise sales, they can do segment wise sales. Now if tomorrow they want to see category wise sales, they can say category wise sales. This is category wise. Tomorrow if they want to see subcategory wise, they can do subcategory wise. So all possible combinations. This question, all possible combinations in one sheet. So 3x3 views will be there. Isn't it? 9 views.
We can apply 2 parameters on a single sheet also, no?
Yes, hundreds, unlimited. Okay.
Yeah, clear.
So suppose right now it is segment and this. Now if I take date, now apart from this, you can use anything else also. It's not necessary you have to use only parameters. Just like normal column now. Parameters are being used, that's it. Now order date, if I'll apply over here, this will give me order date wise. I'll make it exact dates. Let it be year only for now. I'm confused. Year continuous. This is continuous or discrete? This part is continuous or discrete? All are forgetting everything. This is continuous, this is discrete. Remember all these things. Now it's discrete. So why did I take this? My point was basically to show you that apart from this, now we can take any other column or measure we want. Remember it. Okay. So this also now you can put in parameter. Remember this year. Now suppose my view tomorrow my client wants to see date, or day after tomorrow my client wants to see week wise or date wise or month wise. They are not going to come over here and choose. You have to make parameters. Okay. Or you can make calculate fields also. There are other way around. But with parameters, very easy. Do you know how? Can anyone tell me how? Or should I do it? Should I do it? Or you can do this. This is very easy. Suppose right now I have taken year. I have to choose from here, year. Tomorrow my client wants to see month wise. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow my client wants to see quarter wise. So we should give them the control, right, to see through all these. So right now it's showing me year wise per segment discount. Tomorrow my client wants to see quarter wise per segment discount. Then we'll have to change this to quarter. Right now we can change it to quarter. But our user is not going to come over here and select, right? We should give them the control. This you can do it. It's very easy. Okay.
Yes.
Or should I do it? You can do this, or should I do it? Or will you try? If you have any problem, you will let me know. It's very easy actually. Just like we have done.
Yeah, we can do it.
Okay. Remember one thing. in the parameter that we were using right now, and we were using it in the CFs that we made. Suppose I go to select measure. We don't always use our parameters only like this. Don't mug it up and think we use our parameters only like this. There are various ways to use it. Number of ways. Equality sign is there, greater than sign will be there. There are many ways to use it. It's just that only one condition. Parameter should be used in this view, in this calculated field. That's it. And how you use it, that is up to you. Right now, I'm using it with this if statement with equality sign. Tomorrow, my requirement might be that I'll have to use it something else, or I can use it only like this. Also, I can use. Remember it. Wait. Only like this. Also, I can use. Only like this. Also, I can. This is also connection. But right now, what will it give me? Can anyone tell me? It will now not show me values, the column values. Now it will only show me the name over here. The names will be there. Segment, this is measure, right? So discount, sales, and profit. These names will be there. But this is again correct according to the requirement. Why I'm telling you this? Because some students just mug it that we have to use it only like this if measure equals to. So we don't have to use like this, remember it. We can use it according to our client's requirement. Got it? I just gave you a few examples. Everyone is getting this?
Yes.
Okay. If you have understood parameters, shall we move on to dashboard? How to make a good dashboard?
Yes.
So, yes. So this is a sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet. So many dashboards we have made. Okay. So in dashboard, always remember in Tableau, some of you might be facing in dragging like this, where to adjust, where to keep, how to adjust it. Like in Tableau, this is a problem. In Power BI, this is not a problem. Okay. But in Tableau, for everything, there is a way around. Everything you can do over here. Just like I told you, in sheet 12, right now, everywhere for discount is taking average, right? It is taking some, right? That also we can change. So in Tableau, for everything, there is a way around. So in order to overcome these things, how to drag and how to do this, there are way arounds, and that we'll learn now how to do it. So let's go to a new dashboard. I'm deleting this dashboard.
Do we need any type of graphic card for this software like Tableau and Power BI?
Generally, I don't recommend.
But Power BI generally lack, as we compare it with Tableau, it lack too much.
Because it see what happens. The difference between them is in Tableau. The thing is in Tableau, there is live and extract, and your data comes and you visualize. There's a Tableau query running behind it. But in Power BI, the thing is the Power Query editor is different from Power View where you use things. So when you'll be using Power BI, you must be thinking when in Tableau, when we are making any changes, can you see when we are making any changes over here? Nothing is happening. It is in this sheet itself. It is over here only. But in Power BI, if you'll be making any changes, it goes to another, it opens one new tab, a new window, that is Power Query Editor. So it goes there. So in order to open that and to get back over here, it takes time. That is the only reason. Okay.
Okay.
So let's come to dashboards. In dashboard, first thing you have to understand, all the sheets that you have made, it will be over here because dashboards are generally made with a combination of sheets. Okay. And even if you drag one sheet, even this is a dashboard. If someone asks you, can you make a dashboard with one sheet? Yes, you can. Every sheet in itself can be a dashboard. Okay. So first you should know all the sheets that you have made will come over here. And from here you have to drag and then use it in the dashboard. So this area is your work area where we'll drag it. And this will be from your dashboard. So first thing you should know, this is asked in the interview, dashboard, what kind of view you want. So suppose if I drag it over here. So by default, it is default view. If I want the phone view, I have to select. So this is a phone view. Can you see? This is a phone view now. In phone, it will look like this. Okay. So you should understand what kind of view you want. And sometimes they will ask you, what if you want to change your view dynamically? So I'll just select over here in dashboard, whatever you have selected. Right now it is default. Tomorrow, if my user wants to see it in phone mode, desktop mode, this is desktop, tablet, all the modes, phone mode. Okay. So we can give our user directly from here, from device preview. We can keep it over here and user can see which view they want. Okay. And this is according to the model over here. We'll go to Tableau. So general models which are there, every will be there. And even you can add some layouts for everything. Right now for tablet, you can add any layout that you have, but these things are not important. Okay, only how you view it, they can ask you. So if they'll ask you in the interview, how do you change the view, or from desktop view you want to go to phone view, then you will tell them you will go to dashboard pane. In the dashboard pane, you have the option at the top for default or phone, or for number of other options, we can go to device preview and we can select from there. Got it? Okay.
Okay.
And then is the size. This size you can change. Generally, it's fixed, automatic, or range. In interview, they'll ask you how can you change the size. So you can just go, and from here you can go to custom. Right now, desktop browser. Okay, you can go to custom and you can put your own size according to the requirement of the question. Okay, I'll go to desktop browser. Then these are sheets, and then these play very important role. Objects, very important. We are going to cover some of them right now. Okay, so I told you even one sheet makes a dashboard. So if I have dragged one sheet over here, this is a dashboard. And what makes it a dashboard? Let's understand that. So this is a dashboard because we can use objects in this. So suppose you want a title. So there are two ways to put a title. Either you go and do show dashboard title, it will automatically come. Okay. And this dashboard 2 name by default, it takes of the dashboard name over here of the tab. You can change it by double clicking, just like you change the sheet name. If you remember in the sheet also, it was like this only, right? Sheet title, can you remember?
Yes.
Okay. So one way is this. The other way is just drag a text from here, right? First, and adjust the size. Okay. So this is also type. So these objects, let's understand what do they mean and when to use them. So always remember the dragging option you had earlier, it can be overcome to some extent, not entirely again. To some extent, it can be overcome by using objects like horizontal and vertical. So in Tableau, there are 8 objects. Okay. So whenever you want to put any visualization, whenever you want to do any you want to put any visualization in the dashboard, you should always have in your mind the frame of the dashboard. How is it going to look like? So according to it, try to drag it. Just don't drag it first and just see how is it looking and then think, Acha, this is not looking good, now I need to remove it. Don't do like this. First have in your mind which one is going to lie where. Have a picture in your mind how your dashboard is going to look like. If you have that, whichever one you are putting at the bottom, always put that sheet first and put that sheet in one of the objects like horizontal or vertical. So what do I mean by horizontal or vertical? Let's understand. Suppose you wanted two sheets at the bottom and side by side. Suppose I want sheet 1 and sheet 2 at the bottom side by side. So one way is this, side by side I want, so it is this side by side. And this should be at the bottom. So above it I can take any view. So this will go at the bottom. One way is this. But in this way, at times you might face dragging issue. If you will practice more, there will not be much. Okay, but initially you might face. So to overcome that, suppose I want this side by side. I'll select horizontal. In horizontal, can you see the icon over here? Side by side. So for this is for side by side. If I want something side by side, so I will drag this. See, blue will be there. Yeah, this blue outline, it means a container. This is called container. Horizontal and vertical, they are called container. A container has come over here. So now if I drag sheet 1 and 2, both will be in container. Okay. So this, in order to see whether both are in container or not, there are two ways. One way is show layout, select layout container. So this entire thing is in container. Can you see? So advantage of being in container is now these two, wherever I'll take, it will be selected together. Everywhere it will be selected together. Now if I'll take third sheet, suppose I want bottom. Now these two will act together. These two will, other advantages also there of the container. As we progress, I'll tell you. Just for the alignment thing, I'm telling you right now. So now if I have put these two in a container, the advantage is the dragging issue will be now container wise, not individually. Got it? So if I wanted these two at the bottom, I should have dragged these two first. Okay. And above that, whatever I want, then I should have dragged that. And above that, whatever I want, then I should have dragged that. But always remember, always put everything in container. Everything in container meaning, suppose at the bottom you have two side by side. First put one container. Suppose this. Side by side it is, that's the reason I'm taking horizontal container. Put this. Okay. Now above this, if I want a single sheet 5, suppose. So before putting sheet 5, put container. Now I'll put container, vertical container, because it will be a single. You can put any. If you want to put single thing in a container, you can put any one of them. If you want to put single sheet, let's see vertical now. So in this container, if I want sheet 5, put sheet 5. Okay. You might face this problem at times. So to get away with this, always do distribute evenly. Now it's gone. Okay. Over here also, you can just select your entire container. Select layout container. There will be distribute evenly. Can you see? It's evenly distributed now. Generally, this is the advantage of container, that things are evenly distributed. You don't have to again and again go and do like this, drag from here. Now see, the dragging option that was earlier available, it is gone now. Now I cannot drag it anywhere. Now it is distributed evenly. Now if I drag third sheet over here in this container, in sheet 1 and sheet 2, if I wanted the third sheet beside one of them, beside means beside, not below. If I wanted the sheet 3 beside one of them, now see what will happen. Everything will be distributed evenly. So the dragging problem that I had earlier is gone. Everything is distributed evenly. Similarly, if this was a vertical container, it means I wanted things to be one above the other. So right now I have put one in sheet. If I'll put sheet 4 over here, can you see it's distributed evenly, these two. This is the advantage of container. Got it? Everyone is getting this? Everyone is getting this?
Yes.
So at times it might happen. So first, always remember, whatever is at the bottom, first put that in container and then try to build your dashboard above it. Okay. And at times it might happen, you will have space crunch, space issue you might face. So initially you can increase the size from here. Okay, go to custom and increase the size. Okay. Second thing, once you have made these dashboards, there are white spaces. It doesn't look nice. Always ensure if there are white spaces, make it entire view. Okay. So this will cover the entire sheet. Got it? Everyone is getting this, right?
Yes.
And there are other formatting options of this that I'll tell you in another class, layout class. Apart from this, these two containers you understood. Yes or no?
Yes.
Let's understand text and image also, because these two are very easy. Text is if you want to put anywhere any text. Suppose you don't want this title over here. You want to remove this title from here. Just go right click, hide title. This title is hidden. Instead of that title, you wanted something else. You want to write something else. Just drag it above it and just write something you want. So this is segment by cells. So text is for that. You can put anything. You can write anything anywhere. So at times, why do we use text? I'll tell you. So can anyone tell me why it's coming like this now? Because I have put this in vertical container, so everything is adjusted accordingly. See, so you have to be mindful of it. Now I cannot adjust the size from here because it is distributed evenly. So at times when you want your view to be not distributed evenly, just select the container, select layout container, distribute evenly ko hata do. Remove it. See, now it's not distributed evenly. Now you can adjust the size. So both have its own benefit and own disadvantages. So you'll have to see which one you have to do. Okay. Otherwise, you can put this text outside the layout also. That's not an issue. Got it? Everyone is getting this right? Yes or no? And always put this text also that I have put. If I didn't want it, I wanted it to be in this layout. So remove it from that layout. Again, do it distribute evenly. Now it's distributed. Now, if you wanted to have the text before that, put a container. Okay. Before that, put a container. And now put the text that you want. Got it? Now it will not be according to the below one. Got it? Everyone is getting this right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Image is very, very easy. Just like you insert image anywhere else, it's just like that only. You can just insert the image. Suppose I want to insert Tableau image. Let's insert. Okay, if you want to fit it, you can go and choose fit image. Edit also you can do, fit center, everything you can do. Okay, this is generally image is generally used for company's logo. So if you want to make a any dashboard for a company, you generally insert the logo of that company. Okay, got it? So if you want to edit anything in this, it can be done. If you want to choose any other, choose. If you want to have fit center, anything floating and tile, I'll teach you in the next class. This is very important. Floating and tile. Okay. Anyone else has any doubt till now? No doubts, right?